Everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to another edition of Wisconsin Weather Experts, exclusively here on Fox Local, as well as our Fox 6 YouTube page. Thanks for tuning in and staying with us for another day.
Yeah, getting ready for a bit of a chilly night tonight.
Yes,
we'll talk more
absolutely.
about that. And these are the shows that it's a little tough for us to do because you can't tell at home, but we get to look at the camera and then there's a window right behind it and see the beautiful sunshine and think, you know, we really would like to be out there. Although if we did, we'd have to get something where you'd need some sleeves.
Oh,
I would need a jacket. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's already a little chilly out there, but we'll talk about that. But let's kick off our segment here, our weather news segment, by actually looking back in time again. This goes back to 1944, and this was a pretty important hurricane. It was a massive Category 4 hurricane, just absolutely exploded out of the Caribbean Sea. The storm slammed into Cuba with winds of 155 miles per hour,
wow,
destroying homes, sinking ships in the Havana harbor. More than 300 lives were lost. The system then churned north, crossing the Florida Keys and making landfall near Sarasota. Crops were wiped out, ships were lost, power failed all up along the East Coast. Became known as the 1944 Cuba-Florida hurricane because it predates the naming of hurricanes with actual people's names, like women's names first and then men and women's names more recently.
Sure.
And it was seen as a turning point that kind of ushered in a new era of modern hurricane forecasting, and it occurred during the course of this week. Kind of hit its maturity, made its landfall in Florida, and actually dissipated all in this week back in 1944.
Wow, and that was good footage from back then.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, very
the waves,
impressive
the
footage.
damage.
Right, absolutely. And you know, and again, we've obviously come so far in our technology. We've got a lot more available to us, but we are still, to this day, tracking storms. We've got an update on Melissa.
Yes, exactly. So we kind of talked about this yesterday, but we do now have Tropical Storm Melissa. It formed yesterday in the Caribbean, dumping heavy rain on Haiti, Jamaica, as well as Puerto Rico. So this is the 13th named tropical storm of the season, with sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. A hurricane watch went into effect for southern Haiti as parts of the area received nearly a foot of rain. Now, heavy rain in the Caribbean islands is expected to last through Friday. And we do have the latest track as well from the National Hurricane Center. Here's that infrared satellite that we showed you yesterday. All the action right now, again, is still in the Caribbean, and this is still a tropical storm. It looks like winds maybe now down to about 45 miles per hour, but this storm is moving so slowly, so it's going to take a few days, but unfortunately, the newest track from the National Hurricane Center is actually showing even worse potential for Jamaica with this storm. In fact, it yesterday had the storm strengthening to a Category 3. Now it has it strengthening to a Category 4 storm, and maybe staying just offshore as far as technical landfall goes, but that's a small island, and I think by early next week, they're really going to feel the impacts of this storm.
Yeah, and it will be in the leading quadrants of that storm, which tend to be the stronger storms for a long time. As you can tell, what we call the forecast cone is not really cone-shaped because it really doesn't have a lot of direction over the next several days. That goes all the way out to Tuesday, and it'll become a major hurricane likely by Sunday. So that's 3 or 4 days churning away, impacting parts of Jamaica, Cuba, parts of Haiti in the early stages as well. And it might actually even disrupt some of the flow of systems that will impact us later on this week.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. And I think right now, if you go back to the infrared image there, because yesterday, if you remember, we showed the same thing, and it was a little bit more organized. It was almost like perfect spherical. I wonder if it's kind of going through a reorganizational cycle right now. Eye wall cycles happen sometimes as they regenerate, and then usually right after that, you see this surge in intensity. So that may be what we're seeing there, but definitely look at the monstrous size of that.
Yeah, I think by the weekend, it will be very telling as to how quickly this storm strengthens, kind of like you mentioned, and then as to see what's next. And remember, I mean, these forecasts from the National Hurricane Center only go out so many days.
Correct,
so there is still uncertainty for what's after Tuesday.
Right, we'll have to wait and see. We'll see how far west this drifts before it finally does start to turn north. It might impact Cuba, but if it gets far enough to the west, it might impact Florida.
Yeah,
we'll have
very
to wait
true.
and see how things play out. All right, we're going to take you to Arizona now. Listen to this and look at it. Wow, it was almost a mechanical sound there, but that's thunder and lightning just booming over in Prescott Valley. Wait for it. Arizona. We have been talking about Arizona, I feel like, every day for weeks now. Just getting absolutely hammered there. So lightning bolts striking right outside of a house. These thunderstorms, of course, can be mesmerizing to watch, as we're doing right now. They can also create some pretty dangerous situations, so definitely worth taking a look at there. There's another Arizona. This is the Snow Bowl. Okay, so this is the Arizona Snow Bowl. There's no snow in this picture. We're not talking about snow, but they are getting quite the storm activity there. This happened today, is ongoing today with some rain there. The Arizona Snow Bowl, if you're not familiar with it, is a ski resort. It's in the San Francisco peaks of northern Arizona. It's about 15 miles north of Flagstaff. The peaks there are just over 9,000 feet above sea level. But looking very, very wet indeed right now.
And that's a popular spot this time of year also to look at the fall foliage. You saw some of those really vibrant yellow trees.
Sure.
All those trees eventually turn yellow, so you can ride in the I should know the name of it at the ski resort.
The ski lift?
Little ski lift. Thank you. You can ride that and look at all the beautiful fall
what a great
foliage.
idea that would be.
Yes.
Spectacular, but if these
Not
storms,
today.
I was going to say not in the rain, or not in the thunder and lightning
yeah.
either, but if the storms, are too strong, they might diminish that,
very
blow
true.
some of those leaves out. But Arizona just seems to be topping our weather news lately, and we wish them a much calmer month or two ahead. Back here at home, we're going to get chilly. Let's kick off our regional outlook.
Absolutely are. In fact, our main focus, especially here in Wisconsin, but across much of the Midwest, over to the east, will soon be the focus on frost and freeze. We have plenty of frost and freeze headlines across the country right now, including here in southern Wisconsin, and we'll get to that in just a bit. The storm system that brought Wisconsin rain the last couple of days now inching its way off towards the east. You can see the low in parts of southern Canada right now, the cold front draped across western New York on into northeastern Ohio. So parts of the Great Lakes still dealing with some showers. However, what you're seeing across Michigan and across the UP, that's actually lake effect right now, because we have this strong northwest wind, and those lake temperatures, Lake Michigan is at a record temperature right now as far as water temperature goes, so still enough to create a little bit of lake effect. So that's all the rain on the other side of Lake Michigan. We could be thankful we're on this side of the lake, though the UP producing, we're dealing with a little bit as well. High pressure is off towards the west of us across much of the nation's midsection. That's going to keep a lot of central portions of the U.S. and soon to be the Great Lakes region sunshine and quiet weather as we head into the weekend. It is still a little bit unsettled towards the southwest as we push our way westward, that is. You can see especially New Mexico into northern Texas, but that Four Corners region dealing with some rain at the lower elevations and some wintry mix and snow at some of the higher elevations. When it comes to headlines, yes, we're going to focus in a lot on the cool temperatures and the frost and the freeze, but look at this broad area. The Mid-Atlantic has technically a special weather statement, but this is actually for fire danger. So the strong wind that we had the last couple of days and still kind of have today, working its way eastward into a spot that's a little bit drier right now compared to us. So there is actually some fire danger, unfortunately, in all these spots that are in that tan color. And here's just a look at their drought outlook, honestly, or drought monitor, I should say. It looks a lot like what we've got here in Wisconsin, with some patches of moderate drought, some abnormally dry conditions, but much of the U.S. is still under at least some type of drought condition. It is Thursday, so we get our newest drought monitor every Thursday for the previous week. Here's the latest for Wisconsin. Actually hasn't changed much from last week. We still have a very small area across east central parts of our state under that moderate drought. Everybody else kind of pre-drought in that yellow, that abnormally dry. And then there's an area in northwestern Wisconsin too that is in moderate drought. Milwaukee specifically, actually just a little bit above average for rainfall for the month so far, and we are above average for the year too. It's actually thanks to what we experienced last Saturday night. We had heavy rain and we had thunderstorms roll through parts of the state, and that did bring in decent rainfall totals over an inch, even over 2 inches in a handful of spots. So that's the reason why we've now jumped above average. Okay, to temperatures. Up towards the north, it's going to be a chilly day today. High temperatures for Rhinelander, Wausau, Green Bay only in the 40s, but the central and southern portions of the state should get to at least some low 50s. Milwaukee, Madison, you can see that high temperature right around 50 degrees. Let's focus in on lows though. Temperatures across much of the state going to fall into the 20s. And now remember, northern parts of our state have already experienced their first freeze. This was late September, which is very average for that part of the state. So you won't see frost or freeze headlines anymore for northern Wisconsin. Now, those of us towards the south, though, this will likely be our first freeze. So we've got the freeze warning for tonight. That being said, if we don't end up dropping below freezing, we could still see more of those frost and freeze headlines in the future. But once we see our first freeze, that means the end of the growing season, and the National Weather Service will no longer issue these frost or freeze headlines, despite the fact that, we could still see those lower than freezing temperatures. So something just to keep in mind as we continue to go through our late fall months. You can see the freeze warning does include areas from Green Bay to Milwaukee, over to Madison and La Crosse, and then down towards the south into parts of Illinois. And even farther towards the southeast, Iowa, parts of Ohio, Kentucky, and even to the mid-Atlantic could potentially see those freezing or below freezing temperatures tonight. So plan on, if you are in southern Wisconsin again, to see those upper 20s to low 30s. Cover your plants or bring them inside before you head to bed tonight. That does include spots along Lake Michigan. I know we usually stay a little warmer, but even we have the potential for at least some frost, which could still kill those plants. So better safe than sorry. Take all those proper precautions heading into our nighttime hours. Now, Saturday is also going to be pretty chilly. I wouldn't be surprised if some patchy frost was still with us Saturday morning, but past that, our lows will actually continue to climb a little bit, and we'll get a little break from the potential of some frost and freeze. Now, high temperature is actually looking pretty good as well. It's still going to be a bit chilly in the days ahead, but notice Sunday on into Monday, we have a chance to see 60s. So that's some great news for trick-or-treaters. I know Sunday's a big day for trick-or-treating across our area. The weather in the afternoon really does look lovely. So get ready for a nice little warm up.
Do a little trick or treat, and the kids won't have to cover up their cool costumes with rain jackets.
That's what I'm excited
parkas.
for.
Exactly.
I don't have to cover.
And the newest thing that I think is super cool are the trunk and treats.
Oh, those are fun.
Really great. It's like all in one. It's a little less walking for the parents.
Oh yeah.
You can stand by the back of your car and have some fun. So there you go. Enjoy. Happy trick or treat this weekend if that's you. And then of course we'll be watching next week too.
Yes,
for
Halloween
our traditionalists
itself.
on actual Halloween. We're going to go to Waukesha here, just a seasonal heads up as well. The fall leaf collection starts Monday, October 27th. City officials want you to have your leaves out by the curb Monday for pickup. You can look up your week of leaf collection with the city's online tracker. We have a link to that on the Fox local mobile app. Leaves must be loose, in piles, not on the street, not on the sidewalk. So, when I said to the curb, I didn't mean in the street, right? Also important to keep those leaves out of the storm drain, right? That's a vital thing. Also keep your dogs out of the storm drain.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, poor dog was pulled out of a storm drain in New Jersey after he slipped his collar and fell while on a walk. Poor puppy. Police said the dog and the owner were both distraught when they came to the rescue, using a hook to carefully pull the dog, Sandy, like from... what was that,
Grease.
from Annie? Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, Sandy from Grease.
I was thinking
too.
Grease.
Yeah. Either way,
there are a
pulled
few.
Sandy back to safety. Pick your Broadway musical of choice, I suppose. Sandy was fine and was happily reunited with her owner.
Oh, that poor thing.
Poor thing, indeed. All right, we'll be back with more Wisconsin weather experts in just 2 minutes right here on Fox Local and the Fox 6 YouTube channel.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wisconsin Weather Experts. Thanks for staying with us here on Fox Local.
So recovering from storms can take a very long time. And this week actually marks the grand reopening, 1 year of making the Beach Art Center near Clearwater, Florida, back up and running, getting it back up and running. So like many other businesses in that area, homes in that area, they were impacted by the storm surge from last year's hurricanes, extensive damage there at the Art Gallery. Fox 13, our sister station there, and their photojournalist Barry Wong shows us the transformation.
Excitement is an understatement. We are over the moon in knowing that we will reopen officially on Friday night. We have been through a long journey.
I think that's what is so amazing when you walk in now and you reflect back to what it looked like a year ago, concrete block walls, studs, lathing. It was just such a disaster. And now to come back and see it so fresh and clean, it's really very inspiring. I believe art is the heart of a community. And without that, I think that the community loses something.
Friday night, when we stand up at the microphone and see what we believe is going to be over 100 people coming and going during the night, then we'll realize that the community knows we're here, that they will suddenly say, oh, I love that place, my classes are going to start again.
Going forward, I am so excited for us all to be back here because our community knows that we're here. And they will come and socialize with us, be creative with us, and just be part of our community again.
Whatever it is, I want to see people. I want to see feet on the ground in this space. People having a wonderful time growing personally, social connections for them, and just having this place open and energized even more than it was before the hurricane.
Because I've taught here for so long, this is home for me. It's just great to be home, you know? There's no place like home. What can I say?
Oh, what a beautiful story. So the Beach Art Center's grand reopening will be Friday night at 6 p.m. If you know people in the area, and I know there's a lot of snowbirds from here that go there, let them know that it's reopening, and if you're ever in the area, check it out.
There you go. I feel instantly relaxed from that as well.
It was nice and mellow.
I think the music was very nice
what
too.
A beautiful story.
All right, well, we're heading toward the winter season, but down under, they are heading toward the summer season. It's also crab migration season on Christmas Island in Australia. This video cracks me up.
Look at this.
Every year, millions of these crabs come out of the forest at the same time and make their way to the ocean to breed. Male crabs lead the parade, and they meet lady crabs along the way, and they are everywhere. It kind of reminds me of cicadas, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Except, I don't know, they're prettier than cicadas.
A little less creepy, yeah.
All right, so migration starts the first rainfall of the wet season. The crabs always begin their journey before dawn on receding high tide during the last quarter of the moon.
Fascinating.
Just look at them all.
And they just go scurrying.
Scurrying away.
I would hope they've got that road blocked off on that day.
Oh, I hope so too.
Ocean this way.
I love that.
That's clever. Oh, really cute. All right, well, meanwhile, on an island on the far side of the globe, mosquitoes have been found in Iceland for the first time ever, thanks in part to some record heat. The cold conditions that usually keep the insects from buzzing around that country, well, the temperatures have come up and they've slipped in. These are the first findings. It makes Antarctica now the only place on Earth mosquitoes have yet to breach.
Wow.
Not exactly a vacation destination for most. So poor Iceland, they had that one last little pocket.
Yeah.
Man, now they'll be swatting up there.
I hope it's just one and done. they make a little appearance and never again.
Maybe. It's certainly possible. If they were to get like a prolonged cold snap, we might be able to take back Iceland.
I hope so.
Oh, my God.
From the mosquitoes. Take it back.
All right, we will take back this show in just a couple of minutes. We have a lot more to come, too. Stick around. We've got a lot of animal stuff to show you.
And pumpkins.
Yeah, pumpkins, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to Wisconsin Weather Experts. Okay, I love this block because it involves cute animals playing with pumpkins. It's the time of year for it, isn't it?
Theme.
It's all treats at the Oregon Zoo when elephants get to play with giant pumpkins.
They don't look giant when they're elephants, though.
How big are those, really? The annual fall event kicked off with the youngest, 8-month-old Tula 2 playing with her pumpkin like it was a soccer ball, rolling it around the habitat. Tula 2's family was more interested in squishing, with the 1,000-pound gourd barely standing a chance. That was 1,000 pounds?
Look at this thing.
Whoa.
That's 1,000 pounds, right?
Oh my
there,
gosh.
and then, come on, get
Squish it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh
fascinating.
my gosh.
All right, after breaking them open, the elephants snacked on the fall treat. I do like that I know there are places that bring their pumpkins to zoos for this specific reason, like after Halloween or after Thanksgiving.
Just get rid of them. Yeah, I don't think that little one's 1,000 pounds.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe like
either.
20 pounds. But yeah, it's a great way to get rid of them. And obviously the animals enjoy the treat.
They eat 'em.
Snow leopards don't usually like to chow down on pumpkins, but they
that's a cute
do. Oh, look at that. They do love to play with them. So that includes a baby snow leopard at a zoo in Michigan. The young cub named Juniper seemed to have a pretty good time there playing with the little jack-o'-lantern.
I love it. You can tell she's young.
Right.
They are such beautiful animals, though, too.
The snow leopards?
Yes, snow leopards are
Just stunning
gorgeous.
for sure.
All right, and how about this? Fat Bear Week has come to an end, as we know, but now it's time to celebrate some other well-fed critters. And we are talking, you see it right there, about Fat Squirrel Week.
Oh, man.
This is great. Texas Parks and Wildlife is showcasing the fluffiest squirrels as they prepare for the winter. This week, you can vote online on state park pages as they battle it out in the bracket. The final winner will be crowned Friday. I mean, come on. I have seen some big squirrels before.
Oh yeah, because
they
they'll
get
just
pretty big.
Yeah, they don't really have that full reflex. They'll just keep, if it's available, they just keep putting it in there. So you got to check out Fat Squirrel Week. Well, one beloved winter event will again take place in Walworth County coming up in December. It's the annual World's Tallest Glass Tree Festival. It's happening December 5th to the 7th at Yerkes Observatory, one of our favorite places. We've had them on the show a couple of times here. It's in Williams Bay. Another beautiful place to be. If you can't make it then, it will be open the next weekend too, the 12th through the 14th. So for the first time, tickets this year also get you access to the actual observatory, which means that is a heck of a deal. Check out this really cool art piece, basically, and then the observatory. The 36-foot tall tree will be on display throughout the entire festival.
I remember them doing this last year, and I was just fascinated by the concept of it in general, but also, like you mentioned, we love Yerkes.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah,
their employees are fantastic.
It's a real gem.
This is amazing.
So to get in and check that out, and I believe all the glass they use is recycled.
I think so.
I believe that's the case, or at least most of it is recycled. So it's, you know, turning waste into beautiful art.
Yeah.
Love that.
So yes, we know it's not Christmas yet, but this is a cool event, and we love Yerkes, so support them.
And those weekends fill up fast. You got to book it now.
So
Put it
true.
on your calendar. Put us on your calendar for tomorrow. We'll be here again with more Wisconsin weather experts.